What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bucko's Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the new videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Well. What do we have here? Another video I'm dropping on you guys. And tonight's topic, as you can see, is about depth. It's about depth. I don't care about none of that. The Bucs let key depth walk. The running back room is one of the weakest in the NFL. Probably bottom 5 right now. That's not good. So now the Bucs have another position to deal with free agency and or the draft. Bucky Irving is not an RB number 1. That's not good. He's an undersized running back who cannot play all 3 downs. He's really an RB number 2. As good as he's been, but we saw his limitations this past season. He can't play on 3rd downs. He can't tote the rock 20 to 25 times. And if you do that, you're going to shorten his season. So he has to get about 10 to 15 carries, and you give him a couple catches. So we don't have a true RB number 1. Whose fault is that? I'm going to give y'all some discussion topics here about this situation. You guys might think the situation is all good, and this is nothing against Izien, and nothing against Bucky Irving. Those 2 guys, or Sean Tucker, those 3 guys. In particular, let's talk about Sean Tucker and Izien. Sean Tucker is who a lot of us wanted to see get more carries. But for some strange reason, he did not get a lot more carries. Even though he played in certain spot duty moments in games, he did perform well. What up, Big Buck? Tony Lee, Alge 335, A-Rod. You know what I'm saying? Sean Tucker could have been something with the Bucs. Could have been something. But now the Bucs are choosing not to. They're moving on from Sean Tucker. And I'm going to start with Sean Tucker. He flashed, but didn't get a lot of carries. But the Bucs running back room is one of the thinnest in the NFL now. They're not bringing back Rachaad White, and they're not most likely not going to bring back Sean Tucker unless it's really cheap. Now the Bucs face urgent matters at the running back position. They got to rebuild their backfield. Pat, what's up, man? Sal, what's up? And it's not like it's expensive to bring Sean Tucker back. It's really not. He's a restricted free agent, but the Bucs may not tender him. They're not going to tender him properly. They're going to let him walk. They're ready to move on from Sean Tucker. Anytime a team does that, especially when you're just a backup or the backup to the backup, they're not going to really resign you unless you come back for super cheap. And then this running back class got some pretty good running backs too. So this is a scary times for a lot of Bucs fans. I don't think they realize how bad this is. I'm telling y'all, it's almost like it's a it's a prelude, right? It's a prelude to what what we might see this upcoming season. A team in influx, in transition, heading towards a rebuild. We don't have any top level pieces outside of Tristan Wirfs. Don't have a top level quarterback, not a top level running back, top level receiver, top level CB1, top level linebacker, top level edge, top level D tackle. We don't have anything top outside of Tristan Wirfs at all. And this team need depth. We need to rebuild the roster. So look, the Bucs going to do what they got to do. But this Sean Tucker situation is not a good look for the running back room. It's not. And I'm gonna get into Christian Izien a little bit, but I really want to talk about this running back room. Top 5 GM, right? Y'all still believe Jason Light's a top 5 GM, top 10 GM. Y'all still believe that? I don't even think he's top 15. You can't be a top 15 GM with a bottom 10 roster. It just don't work like that. The roster sits between 16 and 22, maybe 23. That's not a top level, top 5, top 10, top 15 GM. Top 15 GMs don't do that. Do y'all remember that article back in, I think, 2021, going into the 2021 season? It dropped right before the season started. And it was ranking teams' rosters and GMs. Y'all remember that roster that they had the Bucs roster like top 5? And they had Jason Licht as like a top 5, top 10 GM. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that article back in 2021? Coming off a Super Bowl? Y'all remember that? What did I tell y'all about the Super Bowl? Does anybody remember the Super Bowl? It was a gift and a curse for the Bucs because it gave a lot of Bucs fans false reality. That Super Bowl covered up a lot of flaws that Jason Licht has put together or built on this team when it comes to the roster. That Super Bowl covered up a lot of stuff like this. It sure did. But now the chickens have come to roost. The chickens have come home. Roosters. Now it's everybody seeing the issues that Jason Licht has left on this team. And here's another prime example of not being prepared for something like this. And if anybody has any thought as of right now that you think this team is a playoff team, please come forward and talk to me on how you think this team is a playoff team. When you see stuff like this, Sean Tucker is not coming back. And if he comes back, he's going to come back for cheap. But you know the Bucs going to probably get a running back. Now, that comes a high priority in this free agent class or draft class. So now the Bucs got to deal with that. On top of needing the linebackers, plural, and top of needing edge rushers, plural. They need 2 linebackers, 2 edge rushers, 1 D tackle. Now they need 1 or 2 running backs. Bucky Irving is not an RB1. Sad but true. Sad but true. That the impact of Tucker not coming back is thin. It's thin and incomplete. The Bucs have another hole to deal with on this roster. This roster has so many holes coming off a terrible season. Like the record says 8-9, but that season wasn't good because it didn't. The last 9 games, the first 8 games didn't matter. The first 8 games, 6-2. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. They finished 2-7. And then going into this offseason, several holes on this team that they did not address for the last 4 years. A lot of resources went into the receiving room, secondary, quarterback with Baker Mayfield contract. Tristan Wirfs got a contract. Luke Gedeke got a contract, and you forgot about the defense. This is an ill-prepared roster. This roster is not prepared to make anything happen as of now. Only time will tell, but as of right now, I don't care about none of that extra stuff we talk about. As of right now, this roster is not good. And you know it. You know this. Bucky Irving is not an RB1. As much as y'all don't want to hit at, the truth is in the pudding. Jason Licht did not prepare this roster for long-term sustainability. The Bucs have been holding on to being an average team at best in a weak division. They've been holding on. Y'all know it. Y'all see the record. 8-9, 9-8, 10-7, 8-9. 35-33. Now you got this news. He's not a true RB1. He's not a 3-down running back. He's a change of pace player and a receiving threat. You're not going anywhere big with that guy leading your running back line. No offense to Bucky Irving. He's a really good player. But there are running backs that you can lean on. Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, Devin Achey, Saquon Barkley. Shall I keep going? It's not hard to think about it. Even though running backs are not the highest priority or not a premium position, but you still need at least 2 guys, probably 3, but you need 2 really good guys. You need a number 1 guy and you need a number 2 guy. The Bucs don't have neither. Well, let me rephrase that. They have an RB number 2. RB number 1 can play 3 downs, all 3, consistently. The problem with Bucky Irving, he's small and he can't pass block, so you can't be an RB1. You cannot be an RB1 when you cannot pass block and you cannot play 17 games with 20 to 25 carries. He's a player that you need to put in space. You can't be running him inside the tackles. That's how he got hurt. Shoulder injury, foot injury. He's not that type of running back, but for some strange reason, they kept running Bucky Irving up the middle. Power scheme. Gap, inside zone, gap scheme. Got that man hurt. No Tucker, no Rachaad White. No power back, no early down grinder, no pass protection specialist on this team right now. Don't give me Josh Williams. Don't give me Josh Williams. Sometimes you have to look at the team for what it is. I'm still going to get a Bucky Irving jersey. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to get me a Bucky Irving jersey. But the truth of the matter is he's a 2-down back. They tried to put him at a 3-down back, and that was a failure. Got that man hurt. Bucky Irving is a good player, but not a 3-down running back. So people think, oh, Zach Robinson coming in, and they're going to use Bucky Irving like they use Bijan Robinson. Once again, this is not an apples for apples situation. Bucky Irving and Bijan Robinson are not in the same stratosphere, troposphere, not in the same universe, not in the same galaxy. You can't even put Bucky Irving close to Bijan Robinson. So let's just say Bijan is top 5. Matter of fact, let's give Bijan a single number. Let's just say Bijan is the best back in the NFL. Let's just say Bijan is number 1. Jahmyr Gibbs is number 2. Let's just do it like that. Saquon Barkley number 3. Let's just do it like that. Just make it simple. 1, 2, or 3. Bucky Irving is not even close to Bijan Robinson in the running back rankings. Y'all understand what I mean by that? Y'all understand the galaxy, the gap between the two? And people really thought Bucky Irving was really close to Bijan Robinson. No. And if you know football, you put Bucky Irving in the top 25. Remember, let's just say every team got 2 running backs. 32 teams, 64 running backs, right? So you could put Bucky Irving between 25 and 35, which is still good. But you can't put him in the top 20. Can't do it. Can't. And a lot of us, we were rooting for Bucky to be the RB1, and I was one of them. Like, Bucky Irving really like that. But we've seen guys like him. He's a guy in space. You put him in space, you give him some dump offs, some carries, kick return, punt return. We've seen guys like that. And it was all good. And it was all good in 2024. But he wasn't a full-time running back. But then in 2025 hit, they gave him the full-time role. He's starting over Rashad White, and we saw how that worked out. Bucky Irving is a good running back, but do not get it twisted. He's not a 3-down running back. It is a reason why he went late in the draft. 4th round, right? Top end speed, small, can't pass block. A lot of people, you might not like Liam Cohen, but he had the Bucs. He had the pulse of the Bucs offense. He knew how to call plays with the talent that Jason Licht put together. You might not like Liam Cohen now, but you're going to appreciate another year from now. Like, dang, you probably should think about it last year. Like, damn, Liam Cohen was really like that. And then Liam Cohen goes away. Bucky Irving comes back down to earth. He gets hurt because of the nature of what Josh Gazar was doing. Baker came back to earth. Bucky came back to earth. It's amazing what one coach can do to a roster. The Bucs offense looked totally different in the run game. It's bottom 10 run game. Baker had an exceptional outlier year. Bucky Irving had a hellified year, even though he wasn't starting. And then we start him, and he gets hurt. I don't hate Liam Cohen. But losing Sean Tucker and now Rashad White and possibly also Sean Tucker, that's a problem. Shake and bake, what's up, man? JR Dot. You're right. Liam Cohen offense made a hellified. It pretty much gave a lot of Bucs fans what the Bucs, they thought the Bucs were really a high-level offense with the skill set of players. It was more of the play caller than the players, because if it was the players, Josh Gazar should have been still solid, right? It was more of Liam Cohen than Baker Mayfield or Bucky Irving. Running back, top priority, folks. Now, Christian Izien. Losing him, even if it's a temporary situation, He's played multiple roles for this team. Nickel, slot, safety, special teams, which still wasn't good. Bowles had a versatile piece, small, but he was versatile. He is a good depth piece, not a starter, a good depth piece. Not a star, will never be a star, ever be a star. But he's a glue player. He's a glue player. So with Christian Izien, he filled a lot of roles. The Bucs had a weak running back room already. Now it's even worse. I don't know, guys and ladies and gentlemen, guys and ladies. Something got to give, man. This is just Izien. I said that. Izien. Some people say Izien is Izien, you know. I know what it says, but just concerned about the Bucs, man. Like as a fan, it's just concerns. That's all. This is more about concerns than complaining because the concerns are real. See, I'm not here to complain. I'm just giving you what's happening with the team, the outlook of the team. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about, oh, well, the Bucs can still do. I don't care about none of that. What do you see now? What does this mean for Jason Licht and Todd Bowles and Zach Robinson? They got one of the weakest running back rooms in the NFC. The Bucs already got a weak roster. They got awkward contracts, and they got a weird coaching staff. The head coach is the DC, and they got a overachieving, overhyped GM. And then we got the draft coming up and free agency starting next week. Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone. It's going to get wild. You know they're going to have to restructure. And what I told y'all about restructuring, kicking the can down the road. You see teams already making moves. They're not even thinking. Stephon Diggs got released. Other players got Trey Henry. Bengals like, we good. Jonathan Gennard, the Vikings pass rusher, they trying to trade him. Like teams are making the point I'm making behind these teams, they're not afraid to make these moves. But here come the Bucs. Oh, we're not going to resign Christian Izien and Sean Tucker. Okay, what about the bigger moves? Can we get that? Remember, I told y'all about Jason Licht. He's very safe. He likes to draft high floor players, low ceiling players. The players will always end up being solid or not good at all. Because think about this. The guys that he's drafted, once they leave the Bucs, what do they turn out to be? Think about that for a second. The Bucs got so many red flags and yellow flags with this roster, the coaching staff, the head coach, and the GM. When you see stuff like this happening, they're going to have to restructure some contracts. They're going to have to take some bad contracts and move that money down the road to free up money now to improve the team now. Meanwhile, those bad contracts that got kicked the can down the road, even though you still got to pay them, those contracts are not going to age well. Chris Godwin, Winfield Jr., Zion McCullough. We don't have any game changers outside of Tristan Williams. Let y'all tell it. Other teams are making moves. What are the Bucs going to do when it comes to the real issue? This roster is shaped bad. Jason Licht let this happen because y'all got caught up in that Super Bowl mess. Super Bowl 2020. That's 6 years ago, folks. That is over with. You can't talk to me about a Super Bowl 6 years ago. Talk to me about now. Then they tried to manifest. They tried to manifest Kyle Pitts to the Bucs. They tried to manifest Tyler Algier to the Bucs. They tried to manifest Mike McDaniels to the Bucs. They just keep trying to manifest these players to the Bucs. Now then Trey Hendrickson telling me something. He would like to play for the Bucs because his parents live in Florida, Port Verde. We keep trying to manifest things. It's like we in a freezing destination. The Bucs roster is not good. No matter how you cut this pie, the Bucs roster from top to bottom is not good enough to go anywhere far in the playoffs, and they're not bad enough to have a top 10, top 5 pick. That's the good thing about the Bucs. They don't have a bad roster, but they don't have a good enough roster to do anything in the playoffs. They can barely win their division, a weak division that has gotten stronger outside of the Bucs. Remember, as the Bucs kept playing around winning the division and winning by one game, winning the division by one game, winning the division under 500, they kept playing around. Falcons stayed of course. The Panthers started to get better. Now the Saints are starting to make moves, and the Bucs are teetering. That's not good. The Bucs are literally teetering. They're not. The arrow is not pointing up. Look at this. Sean Tucker, Rashard White, Chris and Izien. Like, how was that trending up? Every team in the division has an arrow pointing up. Meanwhile, the Bucs arrow is pointing down. Understand momentum. The Panthers have momentum. The Saints have momentum. The Falcons are maintaining. The Bucs are trending in the wrong direction. And then I wake up and see stuff like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. And the GM and the head coach are literally in a make or break season. This is it for either one of those guys. If one guy go, the other guy got to go. You can't just get rid of Bowles and keep Light. Light is out of here after 2026. He's gone. And for the last couple of years, we've seen the Bucs have a breakdown in a 6, 7, 8 game stretch when they win 1 or 2 games. The last couple of years, we've seen the Bucs just fall apart. What you think if they fall apart again? You think it's going to be acceptable? If they don't win 11 games, they're out of here. And some people might think, oh, 10 wins is going to be enough. Nah, fam. Nah. 7 wins won't definitely be enough. Anything below 10 won't be enough. And if you win 10, you got to make a move in the playoffs. Meaning that means the trade deadline, he's going to have to make something happen. I got a feeling the Bucs going to be teetering around 500. What you going to do? The Bucs have one elite player. One. Going into this offseason, the Bucs have one elite player. One guy on the team that every team in the NFL will be like, I'll give you a first round pick or 2 and a couple more picks. Tristan Wirfs. Outside of that, there is nobody on the Bucs that you will just automatically jump up and trade picks away for. That's including Diaby, Clyde Clancy, Emeka Egbuka, Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, Simon McCutcheon. They don't have anybody teams is going to ask for. They probably can't even find a trade partner for Chris Godwin because of that horrible contract. I'm not talking about solid players. I'm talking about elite players. I'm talking about Tristan Wirfs. There is nobody on the Bucs roster that is on Tristan Wirfs level at their position. The Bucs have nobody outside of Tristan Wirfs in the top 5 or top 10 in their position at all. This is the truth. You might find a couple guys on the roster. You be like, I give you a 4th round pick. You think somebody gonna trade a 1st round pick for Baker Mayfield? 2nd round pick for Baker Mayfield? 3rd round pick for Baker Mayfield? You might get lucky and get a 3rd round pick for Winfield Jr. You might get lucky because of that contract. You might have to eat some of that contract. You think you're gonna get a 3rd round pick for Chris Godwin in that terrible contract? I don't care about Baker Bros. What Mike Evans said about the offense, including the quarterback, lets me know what I already knew. I never got caught up. Look, Baker's not a bad quarterback. I mean, he damn sure ain't no elite quarterback. He damn sure ain't finna lead his team to no Super Bowl or no NFC Championship. This is just the truth. Don't get mad at me. And people gonna say, well, he went to the playoffs with the Browns. He went to the playoffs with the Bucs. Sure. It's always they leave out intricate details when it's their favorite player. Like when you talk to the Baker Bros about Baker, they will refer to, oh, the team went to the playoffs because of him. The Browns went to the playoffs because of Baker Mayfield in 2017, I believe. Disregarding a prime Nick Chubb and a prime Kareem Hunt and a top 5 O-line, going to disregard that. And also Baker Mayfield that year they went to the playoffs, it was like 3,500 yards, 3,600 yards. And they went to the playoffs because of him. And then you fast forward, they will go to his first season. Oh, the Bucs went 8-9 in a weak division. You can't do that in the AFC North. You ain't making the playoffs. And then they're gonna say, oh, well, 2024, they went 10-7. Well, because Liam Cohen. And we saw what happened when Liam Cohen left. Wake up, folks. The truth is in the pudding. Baker can be a really good quarterback with a really good running game. We saw that in 2024. And a solid defense. He can't do nothing with no bad defense. He can't do nothing with no bad run game. Elite players elevate other guys. Baker has had one elite year, one high level year, and that was an outlier. That was with an elite play caller with a really good run game. You put those together, a lot of quarterbacks will be successful. But what happens when things are shaky? Elite doesn't mean you are only good with play callers. Elite means you have elite traits no matter what the situation is. That's why it's not that many elite quarterbacks. People like to throw the word elite around like it's just some random word to use. It's only a handful of quarterbacks that you could put in elite category. There's only a handful of elite rosters. Forget the quarterback. Let's go elite rosters. Elite rosters. Elite GMs, elite head coaches. It's only so many spots. Elite means the cream of the crop. The creme de la creme. The cream rises to the top. This is why Todd Bowles and Jason Licht in the Baker Mayfield combination will never be elite. They have not shown any elite traits as far as that trio put together. And then we wake up and see Shaun White out of here, Sean Tucker, Christian Izien. So we're just gonna forget about the Hassan Reddick situation, huh? 1 year, $14 million, and that's what he gave us. And now we're screaming for a 31-year-old Trey Hendrickson. Really? You got Bucs fans screaming for a 31-year-old pass rusher. We got Bucs fans screaming, we don't want Max Crosby. We'll take a guy 4 years older than Max Crosby because we can sign him without giving up picks. But you still got to pay Trey Hendrickson. He wants to get paid. So you're going to put your money, you're going to give him a 3-year deal at 31 rather than get Max Crosby at 27? What are we doing here? Scrap all that. Let's get back to the weak running back room. Or we're just gonna skip over that part, huh? No, I'm gonna really back in. The running back room is pathetic right now. Hey, JR Dot, I had that conversation. See, people like to push a narrative. To get to the highest level, you can't be average across the board. You can't be average and below across the board. In 3 key areas, actually really 4, but let's just name them. You can't be average or below at GM. At least one of those areas got to be good, got to be elite, or one, because that means you have a chance. So if you have an elite defense, Texans, you're going to win 10 games automatically based on the defense pretty much. Or let's just say you have an elite coach. The roster's not good, but your coach is really good. You're going to go somewhere because the coach is good, the elite coach. Let's just say you have an elite roster, but your coach is weak. Hence, Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is not, nobody consider him as an elite coach. He has an elite roster, which carries the mediocre coach. You got to have one of those areas got to be elite. And the Bucs have none. One of those areas got to be elite, and the Bucs have no elite on that team when it comes to group. Like coach is not elite, the GM is not elite, the roster is not elite, and the defense is not elite. So those 4 things right there, you don't have one. One of them, one. I gave y'all 4 areas, 4, and the Bucs don't have one. And yeah, we still got Bucs fans with the hope mentality of, oh yeah, the Bucs really like that. I'm gonna sit back because they can get right. Well, how many years they gonna take to get right, man? Since 2021, the Bucs haven't been right at all. You're gonna keep waiting for them to get right with that GM and that head coach. You give Baker an elite coach, Baker can look good. Baker ain't got that. Baker don't have an elite roster. Baker don't even have an elite defense to cover up the offensive flaws. So where are you going? 35-33 since Todd Bowles has been the head coach. Come on, guys. Average at best. And then when you look at the roster breakdown, oh, the Bucs need linebackers. The Bucs need edge rushers. They need a D tackle. They've been needed this stuff. A road to nowhere. But yet people keep thinking and believing and hoping and not looking at the reality. No Sean Tucker, no Christian Izien, no Rachaad White, players that are disposable. 35-33 with Todd Bowles. That's what Baker got to work with. That's what Baker Mayfield got to work with. He got to work with Todd Bowles. He got to work with a guy named Jason Licht putting a roster together around him. Do you think Jason Licht put a roster around Baker Mayfield for him to succeed? It starts with the GM. Before we even get to Baker and his flaws, you got to go right to the top. Matter of fact, you can go to the owners, then the GM, then the head coach. The Bucs don't have those three guys before you even get to Baker Mayfield. None of them are elite. The owner's not elite. The GM is not elite. The head coach is not elite. And people refuse to see those three things. They'll go right to Baker Mayfield and be like, oh, it's Baker's fault. Look, I'm not a Baker bro, but come on, man. You got to get Baker. One of those guys got to be elite. And then you get to Baker Mayfield. Not an elite quarterback. Not elite quarterback. He needs an elite roster to look good. Or elite head coach. Some people think Zach Robinson is elite coordinator. Because he's the OC for the Bucs. The Bucs are in the road. They're in a weird spot, man. I don't like the spot they're in. Look, we got free agency coming up. We got the draft coming up. A lot of things can change. Don't get me wrong. But tell me, what have you seen to let you know things are going to change? Oh, I can't say nothing now. But what you got enough evidence to show you how this team been moving since the Super Bowl. They played here's the problem with the Bucs right here. When they won that Super Bowl, they played their cards so wrong. They played their cards so wrong. They got a Super Bowl and they went back on something like, yeah, we're straight. You always got to be goddamn on top. Ever since that Super Bowl. And then, matter of fact, since 2021, 13-4. Great season. Got beat by the Rams. We know what happened. Since 2022, what has the Bucs showed you? Because every offseason, we keep having the same conversation. Since 2022, we keep having the same conversations about this team, about the GM, and about the roster. The Bucs sat back, or Jason Licht sat back, and thought that this team was better than what they really are. He really thought that this team was a Super Bowl 13-4 type team. We are having the same conversations every year. And what do I keep telling y'all? Until the Bucs make significant changes that make sense, the Bucs are going nowhere. And my point has been proven. I do this. I don't have to prove anything. What I've been telling y'all, what has been happening. There's too many examples of other organizations being aggressive, always looking to make moves to improve the roster. And what do the Bucs do? They tuck their tails in for the last couple years and it bit them in the butt because they thought the Super Bowl made them really good. It's too many examples of teams making real changes. We just saw two teams in the Super Bowl. We can go back to the last couple of Super Bowls. There's too many examples of why the Bucs can't do the same thing. Why can't the Bucs do the same thing? Be aggressive, trade some people, make some upgrades. You ain't good enough. Cut ties with a player. Why do the Bucs keep middling around thinking that they really like that? Super Bowl fooled a lot of you guys and girls out there. Fooled y'all real good, but it never fooled me because they never upgraded the roster since the Super Bowl. And the proof is in the pudding. Since 2021 up until last year's draft, what has Jason Licht done at the elite level drafting players? Not one guy since 2021 in a premium position, all pro, or on the cusp of being an all pro. Look, we can say pro bowlers. People don't like to say, people don't want to use the word pro bowlers. But what has Jason Licht done to the roster since 2021 to let you know that this is going to be okay? Okay, we're going to be all right. And we keep seeing teams every year make the changes they needed. The Rams just traded for Trent McDuffie. They gave up a first round pick, a couple more picks, a 2027 pick, a first round pick this year, a 2027 pick, and a couple picks in 2026. And they got an all pro cornerback. They're trying to win. Les Snead, the Rams GM, like, look, I'm going to F them first round picks. I'm going to get a proven all pro cornerback and Trent McDuffie. I'm going to give up a first round pick because I got two of them anyway. I got the Atlanta pick anyway at 13. So I'm going to give up this 27 pick. I'm going to give it to the Chiefs, who are in a mini rebuild mode. Go look at the Rams' first round picks the last 7 years. Name the Rams' first round picks the last 7 years. There's only been a couple, folks. Rams don't keep first round picks, but yet they still in the hunt. You want to know why? Elite GM, elite head coach, which I think Sean McVay is the GM as well. I think Les Snead is just kind of riding the coattail. I think Sean McVay is literally the modern day Bill Belichick or the modern day Bill Parcells or the modern day Mike Holmgren or the modern day Bill Walsh, the modern day Andy Reid. Like McVay runs the whole operation. McVay stay trying to get better. This man literally said, let me get Trent McDuffie. We don't have a head coach like that. We don't have a GM like that. They're too goddamn conservative and safe, which is why the Bucs are stuck in mud. The minute they got aggressive in 2020, when they upgraded 7 positions, we got somewhere. And ever since then, the Bucs have tucked their tail in 2021 draft class. Terrible. Free agency, not good. 2022 draft class. What? Free agency, wasn't good. 2023 draft class. What? What's going on there? Free agency. 2024 draft class. Okay, cool. Free agency. What? 2025 draft class. Solid. Okay, free agency. Sound right. They have not done anything since 2020, and y'all don't want to believe it. What up, Matthew Miller? If you had to rank the Bucs right now, as far as let's just break this down in tiers or different parts of the team, where would you put Jason Light at? Since the Super Bowl, where would you put the Jason Light at as far as GMs? Since Todd Bowles has been a head coach, where would you put Todd Bowles at? Since 2022, what would you put this roster at? Remember, 35 and 33 since Todd Bowles has been a head coach. Exactly, Edward. The Rams keep trading away of their first round picks. They like, we're trying to win because they know they're going to draft late in the first round anyway because they're winners. They're consistent winners since McVay took over. They don't care about, they want proven talent. And every now and then they picked a couple guys in the first round. They picked Jared Verse, or Jared Goff was in the first round. And Sean McVay traded him away like it was nothing. Now, fast forward 2026. Now the Bucs want to draft. Everybody talking about the Bucs need to draft an elite player at 15. Oh, let's get Sonny Styles or Arvell Reese or Caleb Downs, Ruben Bain. Let's get one of them elite players. You're at 15. What you gonna do at 15? You better off trading back. That's the awkward spot. The 15 pick is an awkward spot to be in. I promise you this, there will be better players at 22 than at 15. Talking about we want an elite player at 15. You got to trade into the top 10 to get one of the elite players. Don't get me wrong, you can find some guys in the middle of the first round, but you better off just trading back. You need players. A lot of us, look, I guarantee you this, if Jason Licht had the dog mentality, if he had the aggressive mentality like Howie Roseman or Sean McVay, who I think is the GM, if he had those aggressive type traits, a lot of us wouldn't even be complaining because we would be like, at least he's trying. At least he's trying to make changes to win. But the fact that he's not trying, that's the frustrating thing about it, because we see other teams making trades, making moves, and meanwhile, we're sitting here looking at a GM that I like to value my picks. Sir, the picks that you've made since 2021 has got this roster with too many holes. You're better off trading back from 15. I'm calling it right now. The Bucs should trade back. Double up. You want to get back into the first round, you can take this 15 pick and get 2 first-round picks. Matter of fact, make a couple trades. Go back to 20, 22, 23, get your really good player there, pick up an extra second-round pick, extra fourth. But what are we doing here? And get their next year first-round pick. Exactly, JR. I've been telling you, playing it safe has hurt this fan base because some of you got the mentality of Jason Licht. In 2020, he got aggressive, and look what the outcome was. If you can use your first round pick to get a better player right now, a proven player, do it. Or if you want to get a really good player, you trade into the top 10 and go get the guy. You have to be aggressive. You can't play it safe anymore, Jason Licht, and you Jason Licht defenders. Stop thinking like him. The minute you stop thinking like Jason Licht, the minute you will see the team for what it is. Thinking that, oh, we're just going to sit back and keep drafting and keep drafting and keep drafting. He's not drafting really good players. He's drafting solid players at best. Bubblegum, NA dish GM. That's what he is. He's a bubblegum, NA dish GM. Scared to make moves. Eagles, they keep making moves. They keep getting these trades. Jalen Phillips for a third-round pick. And meanwhile, the Bucs like, we can't give him a third-round pick. What are we doing here? Oh, the Bucs should go get Sonny Styles. He gonna be there at 15. Yeah. You Jason Licht fanboys, yeah. He gonna be there at 15. Okay. You think Jason Licht gonna get Sonny Styles? You out of your freaking mind. He too conservative. You think he gonna trade to the top 10 to get one of those guys? Hell no. You think he bold enough? Well, he should get a running back. Well, go get Jeremiah Love. Go get him at 7, 8. If you that bold enough. Oh, we got to get Sonny Styles or Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese. Or go up to the top 10 and get him. You think the Bucs GM gonna do that? You think he gonna trade into the top 10? What has he done to show you that? Wake up, Peter Pans. Wake up, Peter Pans. What has Jason Licht done to show you he's going to trade into the top 10 or get aggressive in free agency? What has he shown you? Peter Pans, wake up. This is not Neverland. All you freaking Peter Pans out there. Oh, Jason Licht, man, I don't know, but it's going to be all right. I'm going to wait. Sometimes when there's a pattern, you cannot ignore a pattern. And the Bucs GM has a pattern when it comes to the draft class in free agency. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, Jason Licht signed the punter, gave him $3 million. Riley Dixon, no offense, but come on, man. Can't make this up, man. Get the punter $3 million. Like, oh my God. Let's go get a punter for $100 million. I don't know, man. What's going on here, man? Jason Light's so funny, man. He was bottom. I think I was looking at some numbers. 31 out of 35 punters or something like that. Like, he wasn't even that good of a punter. Your special teams was bad. He was a punter. 2 block kicks. That's a real high tag, a real high price for a punter, man. That's some wild optics right there, man. 3 minutes. This is the stuff I be talking about. The optics, when you look at that and you look at this team, it's like, why are you putting $3 million into a freaking punter? The running back depth need that $3 million. The first move they made in free agency, quote unquote, is paying a punter $3 million. That should tell you everything you need to know about what could happen in 2026. This can fall apart. The first move the Bucs made is pay $3 million to a punter that was bottom 10. Whew. When you got all these holes on the team, you go and your very first move is like playing chess. Sometimes the first move can tell you everything what the other opposite player is going to do. Chess, checkers, connect four, spades. Sometimes you can just read the board and they'll tell you, oh, he about to be on some BS. Focus on the goddamn punter. What the WTF? What the TF? The first move you make is go get a $3 million and you go give it to Riley Dixon, who did not have a good season. That's loser stuff, man. And y'all know it. Special teams bottom 10, and you paid a punter $3 million. Your first, you could have waited for that. You could have waited to give Riley Dixon $3 million after you took care of the major stuff, the linebackers, the D tackles, the edge, the running back situation, a bigger safety. You could have did all those things, and if you had $3 million to give to Riley Dixon, you could have did that, and I wouldn't have said nothing. But that's upgrading the team. That's part of the upgrading the team. A lot of y'all about to have a meltdown too. A lot of y'all about to have a Mike Evans meltdown this offseason. The first move on the board is to pay Riley Dixon $3 million. Let that sink in. Is any of the top level teams doing that? Is Any of the well-run organizations or up-and-coming organizations doing that, their first move. I'm paid a punter $3 million. All right, man. The optics is crazy. Do y'all understand the optics of when you wake up, when you watch your team pay a punter $3 million? The optics are wild. But I get it. Cap situation. They tight on the cap unless they do restructures. They don't have mid. And then the thing about it, how many players can the Bucs actually cut and save money? How many players can the Bucs cut and save money? Look, Jason Licht is choosing stability and consistency over upgrading the team. That's clear. That's clear to me right now. He's trying to preserve stability in the special teams by giving up $103 million. Your very first move in free agency is giving $103 million because of stability and consistency. Even though the punter burned you in kick coverage, block punts, miss execution, or miss opportunities in the punt game. Remember, if this first move hasn't put you in thought process, stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer or negative Nat or negative Nick or pessimistic Pat. This is what's happening in front of our eyes. Not a good look, folks. Not a good look. Anyway, the Bucs got issues. Running back room, weak. A key piece in the secondary in special teams, gone. What do the Bucs do moving forward? They've already made their first move in free agency. Riley Dixon, $3 million. We're going to see what they do next week. I'm just saying, man. The optics look crazy with Riley Dixon, $3 million. Anyway, shout out to all the privacy mans. We are a little bit over the hour. I'm about to wrap this up. I got a long weekend starting tomorrow. I will be back Tuesday next week. Well, maybe Monday or Tuesday, but I'm leaving. I'm going to a little vacation. I'm going to relax. I might do a video while I'm on vacation, but we'll see. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank y'all for joining this live episode of Bucs issues. They got holes to fill. At least we started out with signing a punter to keep some stability or preserve some stability and consistency. Whatever, you can do with that what you will. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag under pressure. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't make these signings. It's the GM. I just talk about it. Probability of a possibility. Hashtag what are we doing? Hashtag why? Hashtag what is this? What is this? Hashtag change is coming. Hashtag buckle up. Hashtag facts over feelings. I'll see y'all next week. Enjoy y'all weekend. Buckles like I signing out. Deuces.